Good day, dear women of South Africa. This is my Women's Day message. My message really is for women to be able to own their power, to step into their power, and most importantly, to own their voices. We come off the back of ancestors that have fought really hard for us to be able to speak, to be heard, to be respected, to be valued. And I really hope that this Women's Day, you make a conscious decision to empower yourself and to stand up for yourself. And most importantly, to stand up for things that are not right. I honestly believe that integrity and honesty is probably the greatest factors of success, especially in today's world in 2025. There are a lot of things that are not going the way they need to go. There are a lot of processes and protocols that are being bypassed every single day. There's a lot of gender-based violence that is also happening in workspaces, something that we cannot avoid, unfortunately. I know that we talk a lot about GBV, but GBV in the workplace is something that is also very, very serious and needs to be addressed. There needs to be greater awareness around it, and there needs to be some kind of action plan to also mitigate those unfavorable behaviors that unfortunately prevail in most of corporate SA. I think the other huge thing that goes under the radar is forms of sexual harassment that women are subjected to. Having to deal with that, having to maneuver through that is extremely difficult. I really hope that the women of South Africa take heed of this message and firstly learn to support each other. If you're in a space where certain toxic behaviors are being perpetrated, make sure that you have a good support system. And, the best support system sometimes that you can have is just women coming together to collaborate, to support each other, and not turn a blind eye. I think it's really easy to turn a blind eye and pretend like you haven't seen anything or that you don't want to get involved. Don't be one of those people. Don't be the bystander that stands back and watches other women being hurt, degraded, belittled. I think there is power in sisterhood. There is power in speaking up. And there's also power in understanding when things are not going well. I think we all have a gut system that sometimes we don't listen to, an intuition. And in 2025, the greatest lesson that I've learned is, just to follow that gut. If something doesn't feel right, often there are, weeks later, months later, that you actually start to understand why something didn't feel good or feel welcoming. So, honor that feeling and just be cautious. And the last bit of message that I want to have for the woman on this platform, on LinkedIn, is to be brave. I think there's a level of courage that comes with speaking your truth, with living in your highest power, and most importantly, turning around and picking up other women. Speaking up for women that do not have a voice, speaking up for situations where not everyone may have your title or your status or have even the ability to be at a particular seat at the table. And if you are one of those lucky and fortunate women that are at a seat at the table, don't forget to actually use your voice. Make your voice be heard. Don't just sit there and be a silent partner. Honor the space that you have been given, honor that, seat that you've been given, and speak up for everyone that may not be lucky enough or blessed enough to have that seat and have that voice. Stand up for others, make that seat at the table count, and most importantly, have the ability to impact and inspire and just, support other women along this journey. Thank you so much.